You talked about time a bit. That time we are wasting our time. We don't know what will happen about things. First, but these are all indirect, stumbling blocks that we are following or we are putting on ourselves without our knowledge. Reason for saying that is it is very clearly established that time is in mind. Time is mind brain. So, in deep sleep, you have to go back to the analysis and see is there something called time in deep sleep? No, it was not that. And time is, even if you, with the help of the mind, assume something called time, it is relative. Because we are talking about this time only from the birth of this body to the death of this body, within which whatever can be done is a time. But if you take the holistic time from births of the hundreds of thousands of millions of body before, what is this lifespan? And nothing but a speck, which is not meaningful or useful to do anything at all. So that thought that my time is wasted, you have to do this today, otherwise my time is gone, has no great value. It may appear to have its value, but it does not have value because instead of bothering about the time, our faith, we should be working towards our faith in Bhagavan. And the Saranagati that you mentioned is very one of the most difficult. It is as good as self-realization. It is not going to happen like that because a lot of people even now say, I have surrendered everything to Bhagavan, His will. If that is the case, anything other than fundamental survival will not come into our mind. Anything that is not a part of the fundamental requirement for survival, we are not going to do because we have surrendered everything to Bhagavan and Bhagavan is going to take care. We are doing. We are still continuing to do. Every one of us, quite a lot we have been doing, and it will continue for a long time. Let it continue. Let it continue. So surrendering is very, very, very tough. We cannot that easily surrender. It's more rather than surrendering. In fact, you will start appreciating. Vichara is far more easier than surrender because that surrender, you have no completely given everything to Bhagavan and you're going to sit in one corner. Nothing else you're going to do. You are not allowed to do anything. If you do anything using your mind, you have lost you have not surrendered. That's all. So that also comes to Manonasa only ultimately. So it all depends on, and each one of us, yes, are in two, three boats, yes, in a boat called worldly life, in a boat called Vichara, in a boat called Bhakti, and all that is happening parallelly. But it is up to us to really, over a period of time, refine, shrink one and increase the other. Shrink the time spent in one either that way or shrink the inclination. I would say this is better than the time spent. Shrink the inclination in one and have the faith in the other. That is exactly why I said initially that we have to be very clear about at this point in time what is my Purushartha. Have I clearly decided all I want is only moksha? If I have clearly decided I want only moksha, then I would have by now dropped. Why will I need all this? Why will I need even any money next month? When the month comes, why will I need money if moksha is what I am trying? No, we have not yet come there. Once we go to that state, we are called as mumukshus. We are not yet mumukshus. We are all want to be mumukshus. We are all attempting to come to the state of aiming for Atma Vichara, aiming for Atma Sahijyam. So we have not yet come to that state at all. We are still lagging behind. We have not yet decided that all I want is moksha. We are not able to say that with conviction. If we are able to say that with conviction, we are not even going to be bothered about anything else in this world. We are not even going to bother to work, to earn, to do whatever. We are only going to be focused on. So we have to understand what is the station of life and live a life in accordance without jolting the boat beyond a point. And because if we jolt the boat beyond a point, well, we will completely lose the boat. We can, like for example, I want to do Vichara on the one hand, and for which certain demands are there, and I want to also sort of take care of my family. I still believe that I have a family. I want to take care of my family. I want to give them all the best that is available in the world today. I want them to travel in the best cars. I want them to go to the best schools for which money is needed. But I want to do Vichara. These are conflicting thoughts that we have. Will be there from time to time, but you have to clearly understand in order to succeed either in providing with our children or whoever it is, what are the best, which means most of our thoughts should be on earning them. Nothing wrong if you decide that. But if you have decided the other side, it is incompatible. If you wanted moksha, it is incompatible. These worldly activities are totally incompatible. So you got to shrink it to the extent of survival of the body. You can do vyavahara only to the extent of body survival, because this body is somehow needed for the moksha prasadana to be concluded, for to be done, the visatma vichara to be done. So we slowly will have to move from one can move from one purushartha to the other according to the station in life, according to the progress in maturity of the individual. Nothing wrong. But we need to be clear about what we want to achieve and be meaningful, and be doing meaningfully in that line of action. Like I want to provide the best of best to my near and dears, but I want to do vichara. I want to fully sit and do vichara. It's totally incompatible. It is we will not succeed in either one of them. Both of them will become a total failure, and we will feel very sorry for ourselves. So we got to, or you be, okay, I've decided I'm going to provide the best for my near and dear. I need, so for which I need quite a lot of the money of this world. So I'm going to work towards it. But at the same time, I don't want to lose my touch with the ultimate thing which I understand is Atman. So accordingly, proportionately, you have to work towards. So that way you will succeed in one thing and slowly be able to give where you have already succeeded, slowly reduce the interest there and come to the other marga. So you got to be very clear about why you are doing all things you are doing. Why, if you are always wanting to sit in Vichara, do nothing, you can sit in the gate of Ramanashram or in just one corner of Ramanashram, just have only one pair of dhoti and one shirt or whatever, just for fundamental requirement, and just go to Narayana Seva, just get your food and eat. Beyond this, what you want? Nothing else needed. Do you need a separate thing called maybe a house, maybe a small shed to protect you from rain and shine? So it depends on what you want. Whereas you want to come to Ramanashram in a luxurious way, spend time, enjoy Bhagavan's presence. Everything has its own place and everything is perfectly acceptable. It is not that nothing is right, nothing is wrong. It depends on what you have set forth for yourselves. It depends on what you want to do. So you have to clearly understand what is that you are driving towards currently. That way, you will slowly stop putting your sailing in two boats at the same time and putting too much pressure on yourself. Be clear about what you want to do. Accordingly, change your inclinations. Circumstances, once you made up your mind, circumstances will automatically come about for the best of what you have decided to do. Like, for example, I've almost come to the conclusion I don't want anything other than the moksha sadhana. So I'm not going behind anything. I've given up all whatever little I had, and I'm in dangerous financial position if you will understand it from that point of view. But I mean, really back from a point of view of a worldly man. But I said that's fine. I have accepted, I have decided, I have to go. And people like Pattinatta and other jnanis who live, who are part of this Pannir Tirumurai and all, said, You got to become a pauper. Unless you become a pauper, and one of the recently somebody told me, your bank account has to become zero. Till such time, you will have difficulties. He was saying. I immediately came back, and when I was coming back, I was asking with whom I went. He says bank account zero. Then I realized what a foolish question I am asking. His bank account may be zero or not zero. He is living his life. He's not saying anything. He's only saying, in order to go to the ultimate state, what is needed, what is desirable. You got to, like a fool, you got to be circumambulating the Arunachala hill. All this he used to say. Like a Paitya current, you need to walk around the Arunachala hill. All this is right in its own sense, but it depends. So in my case, since I have decided this, there is going to be a lot of compromises that I'll have to make. I won't even have to say that it is a compromise. I should not even be saying that it is a compromise, because I'm not. That is a natural way, natural progression. So if I decide this is how I should be, and I have chosen that, I might as well be truthful and meaningful to what I have chosen, rather than trying to make a little bit of funds from here and there, doing this part. Okay, I have no free time. I'll do this business. I will earn some, keep it for my. Because I've told Bhagavan, my insurance is you. Why should I need any money for safety for rainy days? I don't need anything. If rainy days comes and kills me and I have to perish, let it be so. I'm very happy. This body, about the nature of this body, everybody knows its destiny is already decided by Prarabdha. Prarabdha is going to kill that body. Let the Prarabdha do its job. What have I to do? I don't want to now come and create a new Agamiya using my mind and doing some karma. I don't want all that. I'm only asking Bhagavan to give me more strength to go more and more in that direction and give up even little of what I have. That is because I am choosing this volitionally. It is nobody is forcing anything on anyone. I said I want this and I am choosing it. Likewise, each one can choose what they want according to the station in life and progress also. Like I was not this about 25 years ago. I wanted to live luxuriously too. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if it is because of some punya, whatever it is. Some karma is working, and it slowly made me withdrew from all this, going behind luxuries and monies and things like that, and it brought me to at the feet of Bhagavan. So such a power will also always indirectly work as a guide to us. So we should also focus and follow on that power, but at the same time, if we are at this point in time using our mind for most of the things, let us use it also to find out what I want to do. We can only go by the dictates of the mind so far as we want to be in the first three Purusharthas: Artha, Moksha, Artha, Kama, and Dharma. When you want to go, you have to necessarily kill the mind. There is no two ways about it. That is when you will be able to transcend the mind. So, everyone has an option, has the opportunity to decide for themselves as to what they want. That is achieved, then we won't be double mind, or we won't be chasing both end of the stick at the same time. We will know clearly what. But at the same time, we'll also journey nicely in life, and we'll also slowly pave way towards the ultimate also of Bhagavan's teaching. Everything is possible according to how we want.
Thank you so much for this explanation, sir. This is what we need, because we have to decide and we have to follow that. Truly, this
Yes.
is best thing, means founding thing which we have to keep in our mind, that what we want to be. Okay, it is not that what we need. Uh, as things slowly progress, I cannot explain, but today's this explanation is what even I feel. We have to decide and we have to do. I don't say that I can compare myself or I am at par to understand the things. But as you said, we have to decide which way we want to go, then things will automatically follow that way with Ramana's grace.
Yes, yes. That is one thing. Always never leave the faith in Bhagavan's at the feet of. Always try to be, do whatever you want to do. Try to be at the feet of Bhagavan. That should never go. That should never be compromised for any reason at any time. This is
Yes.
all
Yes.
we need to do. And with this, with that in mind, you can do what you choose to do in life. But be clear about it. But each one has its own demands. We have to be clear. If you want, if you want to live a little luxurious life, or if you want a best for your kith and kin, that demands a different kind of life. That demands a different kind of focus. Because by sitting simply, we cannot become Ambani's. That man is thinking for even more than 24 hours a day, as I was told. He keeps thinking, his mind is never stops. He keeps creating more wealth. So each one of our will demands a different different way of approach to our life. What we have. Similarly, for somebody who's decided, like for example, we say Prakasham Pillai as our example in number of points. He was absolutely clear. He cared nothing about knowing who he is. So he was living half the time. He was living only in the burial ground in Palchori, his village. He used to sit in that burial ground where nobody will disturb him, and he was doing his vichara. He had nothing called a house. He had nothing. He was at the mercy of people. Whoever gave him some food, somebody was there. They all know that he is a very man of pious man, and they gave him some food, and that was enough for him. He chose clearly what he wanted. Similarly, Muruganar. And there are a lot of people who came to Bhagavan during the days of Bhagavan who are not necessarily as focused as Sivaprakasam Pillai or Muruganar or other people like them are. But they were in two boats. They also lived their life accordingly, choosing what they want, and they were all at the same time. Their love for Bhagavan was always equally matched. By no means was one person great. By no means, because you have chosen a worldly life, by no means your love for Bhagavan will have to be considered as low. Never. Love for Bhagavan is what enabling us to breathe even our next breath. This is our this kind of faith in Bhagavan is enough. I am breathing, I am living today only because of the grace of Bhagavan. But what I want to do, I will do, I will choose, and I will do meaningful justice to what I am. This is all we have to bear it.